Hey, how you doing? I'm Dave. I'm actually on my return loop this day. I'm walking in the late afternoon, almost evening. I should get home before it gets dark. We'll see. Um, and this is the first time I've been walking since I pulled my muscle. So it's been a few days, so I'm a little stiff and sore. Plus, with this weather, my ankle is killing me. But, oh, it's not killing me. It's painful and stiff. So, yeah, super dramatic. Novella Dave. How you doing? Let me hold this up. I'm going to turn this around because coming up, the donkeys are out. So we can look at the donkeys as I chat about the stuff that I was thinking about. Okay, here's the road back from a different viewpoint. So I wanted to ask you guys about your setting up your finances for retirement. Either if you're on the FIRE movement and you're doing that, if so, did you come up with the amount needed is like 25 times your annual income or expenses, things like that, so you can live off the 4% rule? Or are you looking at a different FIRE number? Do you even want to retire early? And then how much do you guys think your need to retire early as a spending amount? So the donkeys should be over here soon. Oh, there they are. I can see them. I don't know if you can see them yet. They should be coming in. So these are questions that I was asking myself. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, guru, or blah, 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 any of these things. This is just what I've done. So I was asking you if you're doing something similar. Let's see if I hee-haw to the donkeys, if they will come over. If they look at me all like, oh, I'm just a silly human. There they are. Let me see if I can get just a little bit closer. Hee-haw! Hey! Donkeys. Hee-haw. Hey, hey, hey. You guys are cool. You just continue ignoring me. All right. There's a few more. I think there's another white one over there. Yeah, they're kind of spotted white ones. Ah, that's it. They're cool. The other day, I think you'll probably see the videos before you see this one. There's an armadillo walking along here as I was making my way back in the morning, one morning. So, and then I've got some videos of tortoises as well. So there's all kinds of animals here. I missed some turkeys. I got them, raccoons. Yeah, and of course the sandhill cranes, the Florida gangsters. But anyway, back to setting up what you need to retire early. Or if you're not retiring early, what age do you want to retire at? If you even want to retire. I've kind of been retired since I was 53 when I had my accident, and I was forced into this. I did not want to or have any real plans of retiring because I was making really good money. But I've changed my perspective on life and things because of this. I know it's more important to spend quality time with my daughter and my wife. And then now we have plans to slow travel the world. So we actually need less in our retirement income to slow travel the world and live well than we do right now with what we need to spend living here in Central Florida, which is just crazy. So that's what we're going to do once our daughter goes off to university. and I mentioned this before a few times. So I also I've sat down, I made up a number of plans, and I've been adjusting them as needed. And now I'm putting together a manual on how to create a family legacy for my family. And I've been using Perplexity AI to do it. In fact, it's still rendering at the time I'm recording this video and walking. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and how much editing I'll have to do. But yeah, so let me know, are you guys thinking about fire? If you're young enough, do you want to even retire early, and at what age were you thinking? I'm now at 59, and I am planning for the next 4 years to aggressively save to increase my investment portfolio, my whole life policy portfolio, and also my annuities portfolio, so that I have these 3 buckets to include another bucket of my pension that I have, so that I can try to, for these next 4 years, maximize my savings and investments, not to count the 24-month emergency fund, and making sure that's not depleted. So we, do you guys have an emergency fund? Where do you keep it? How long do you have it? Most gurus recommend 6 months. I don't like that, so I do 24 months. It's up to you. Do your research on which one you need to do or would like to do. And I don't do, some will recommend that you do an emergency fund based off of your monthly expenses, your minimum expenses. That's like coming from a scarcity mindset. I base mine off of my monthly gross income, so that I can cover my investments and cover my other premiums, and also my streaming services and all the luxuries and stuff too, if I needed to, if something happened. But for me, it's not really, since I have the pension, I know I basically have that amount guaranteed, unless the government does a government shutdown because they can't figure out their budgeting, or they're using it as a negotiating tactic, and I might miss a month or so. But usually that doesn't happen. They wait until the last minute because they don't want angry voters. So yeah, I'm pretty set with that. I'm waiting on my manual and family legacy ebook to finish rendering. Have you guys thought about doing that? Now, did you know, along the same thing with retirement, the differences between a will and a trust, and how much more expensive having a will going through probate will be, and how that can eat up all your money compared to setting up a trust once. And then having it not have to go through probate, and then it's automatically being able to become self-funding and things like that if you set it up properly, and compared to the probate court that is designed mostly to take a long time and have all kinds of added costs. All you have to do, there's a number of books out there on the differences between probate, setting up wills versus setting up a trust. I recommend you read those. I've read a couple of them. I forget their names. I've got them in my playlist. I've listened to a couple of them on audiobooks. So I recommend you doing that so that if you don't spend all your money that you set up. Now, that's the other thing in retirement or retiring early. Now, a lot of, for fire, they say 4% and stuff. Do you believe in having higher amounts in your, what they call your go-go years? Because then your go-go years, which you'll be able to spend more during those times when you're able to move around more and you're healthier. And then you have your slow-go years where you don't move around as much. You don't maybe spend as much. And then there's your no-go years, which could reduce more depending on your health at the time, but you're not really doing a lot of traveling and stuff like that. You basically have a base of operations, and you're living there. And you might have some in-home health care or something, you know. So have you guys thought about that? Have you broken that down? I would recommend looking at that. I know it's hard for us to think about this. So, but you should. And then, what about thinking about, you know, if you break down these amounts here, and instead of using that 4%, that you use different percentages that might be higher in the beginning and stuff. So what I was trying to get at is that you're spending more during your go-go years. You spend a little bit less in your slow-go years. And then you spend even less in your no-go years to stretch out your funding so you can still live well. But you still, at the same time, you're using the money for you to live instead of, you know, eating canned cat food, you know, and leaving a few million or a few $100,000 to your heirs that are just going to blow it. You know? So I come from the fam of or the way philosophy of thinking is that if you made it, you should spend it and enjoy it. And then if by chance there's any funding beyond your whole life policies and your stuff like that in your investment portfolio, if there's anything left, it should be left to help fund the legacy trust fund, so that you're helping to build fiscal responsibility in your heirs down through the generations, things like that. What do you guys think about doing that? If that's something that you are interested in, let me know, and I'll make more content around that, showing you guys what I do. And again, I gotta say it, I'm not a financial guru, I'm not an investment banker, I'm not an insurance agent or an annuities agent, I'm not of this. I would just be talking about things that I'm doing that might give you ideas to research and then look at implementing your own strategies. All right, let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Plus, don't forget, if it is, don't forget to add my videos to your watch later lists, and also to share it, and that's, you know, on your social medias, to get a conversation going about this stuff, because there's things we need to think about, especially if we are, you know, husbands or wives, or if we have dependents or children, and we want them to have a good fiscal responsibility and a fiscal future of not living paycheck to paycheck. All right. You guys have a blessed day. Let me turn this around. Beautiful sunset. Ooh. I think the sunset's over there. No, it should be behind me. Yeah. All right, let's see. There it is. It's going down over there. So yeah, that's about it. Let me see if I can keep talking while I walk up to the top of this little in the road. So that maybe I get a better look of the sunset or the setting sun as it starts to get dark here. All right, let's see. So the other thing, hey, I wanted to give a shout out to my content creator buddy John from John's Universe. He's been doing a great job with his weight loss journey. Also to my buddy Kevin Cross and his art channel, which he's been getting back up and doing stuff. He recently did a couple of live streams about Ozzy and stuff that I thought were really cool. So check them out, Kevin Cross and John's Universe. And then, yeah, tell them David said hi and mentioned it. Also, don't forget to just believe in abundance and not scarcity. Look at improving mindsets and things like that. I've really come a long way since I've made that flip. It's definitely helped keep me out of my 5-year pity party that I was in. And, you know, I still have bad days, but it helps to have that abundant mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. So let's go look at this sunset here. So let me flip this camera around, and then that's a rather long video. Look at that. I'll be quiet again so you guys can hear the thunder in the background. All right, you guys have a blessed day.